We drank whiskey straight out of the bottle on the banks of the Missouri River and watched the moon rise over the barge traffic. When he loosened up, he told me about Montana and shared a few jagged pieces of his life story from the desolate Highline Reservation where he spent much of his childhood, the very material that would make him a singular Native American voice in American literature, and famous. You should come out and see Missoula for yourself, he urged me. You'll like it. Good things are happening there. James had just published Riding the Earth Boy 40, his collection of poems that permanently expanded the boundaries of the known world of American poetry. And when he read them aloud in the twilight that following Monday, I'd never heard the English language do those things. I mailed my transfer application to the University of Montana in Missoula the following week. In addition to sitting at the confluence of great trout rivers, Missoula had grown from a rendezvous site during the heyday of the 19th century fur trade into a quaint little drinking town with 2 railroads and a fishing problem in the 20th. It was the natural home of the grifter, the outsider, the flim-flam artist and con man, nomadic pool sharks, gamblers on the lam from bail bondsmen and process servers, ski bums, trust fund outlaws, and not a few professional students. Perfect home ground for a bunch of misfit writers looking for cheap digs on society's colorful fringe. Points of origin, as if any of that mattered, were planets with other names, and somehow, one by one, our various paths landed us in a town on the edge of nowhere. Paradise found. It was the first place I ever called home. For a time there, we were the loose sand that didn't stick to the glue when you made a sand map of the nation and shook it sideways. All of that semi-civilized detritus landed in Missoula in particular, and the Northern Rockies in general. That was us, the youthful intelligentsia in exile from Berkeley, California to Madison, Wisconsin, and all parts in between, storming the ramparts of the Rockies. The apparatchik of local governments might well have hung an asterisk beneath the Welcome to Missoula sign on the road into town at Harold's Club, reading, "Normal codes of decorum and behavior governing human activity are neither observed nor enforced inside city limits." Looking back from the vantage point of a new millennium, those years seem far too bawdy and imaginative, and faintly surreal, to describe in detail without taxing credulity. Ken Kesey, Hunter S. Thompson, Tom McGuane, Jim Harrison, Bud Guthrie, Wendell Berry, Anthony Burgess, and Truman Capote were among the wordsmiths who regularly cycled through town to drink, fish, and partake of the hilarity, while locals like Norman McLean, Jim Crumley, Max Crawford, K. Ross Toole, Richard Hugo, William Kittredge, Jim Welch, Bill Vaughn, Peter Stark, Brian DeSalvatore, Dorothy Johnson, Rick DeMarinis, and Stephen Krauser were imbuing the entire region with a reputation for wild-ass literary respectability. That wild-ass respectability usually involved some combination of golf clubs, fishing rods, canoes, side-by-side shotguns, rafts, hunting dogs, big coolers, borrowed cars, siphon hoses, rubber checks, and police. And there was never any way of knowing where we would end up, break down, or run out of luck, booze, money, food, or jokes, out in the high, wild, and lonesome. What made the carnival work was good-natured grown-up townies and law enforcement officials who possessed a high tolerance for delinquent behavior and good-natured zaniness. It didn't take much to survive in style. A Pell Grant and food stamps comprised first-class tickets to the finest fishing water in the lower 48. We were nothing if not resourceful. And now that the statute of limitations has lapsed, what seems faintly amazing is how utterly banal it all was, working as smoothly as a Swiss watch until that inevitable day that it didn't.